Good morning, beautiful children of God. Welcome to Story Time with Pastor Maureen. I am thrilled that you are spending some time with me as we read the Bible. Well, I'm Pastor Maureen Howard of Emmanuel Lutheran Church in Washington, Iowa, and I am thrilled you are with me. Today we'll be reading two stories from the Spark Bible Storybook, and that is published by Augsburg Fortress. And the first story today is called James and John. So, are you ready for the story? Terrific. Let's get going. James and John. Jesus and his disciples walked along a dusty road. James and John had something to ask Jesus. They ran to catch up with him. Out of breath, they said, Hey, Jesus, could you slow down a minute? Jesus stopped. What can I do for you? The brothers asked. We want to ask a favor. We were wondering if maybe in heaven we could sit next to you. One on the right side and one on the left. Jesus looked at them and said, You are good friends, but every person has a special place in heaven. No one gets a place that's more special than anyone else's. Jesus called the disciples together. He told them the best way to serve him was to serve others. He helped them understand that he had to come to help people and wanted them to do the same. So here's a picture of the disciples. And you can see right here is James and John, and they're watching Jesus, and then they run up to Jesus and they said, Jesus, when we're in heaven with you, can we get the most important seats? Can we be the best of all the disciples? Can we be chosen to sit on your right side and your left side in the best places in heaven right next to you? And so, again, the disciples are arguing about which ones are the best, which ones are the greatest, which ones are the most favorite of all the disciples. Well, Jesus didn't fall for it, did he? He said, no, everyone has a special place in heaven. That's right. When you and I die, which will be a very long time from now, but when we do go to heaven, there is a special place for you. That's wonderful that Jesus will make a special place in heaven, room just for you at God's table. God's table where there is plenty of food to eat, where we will feast on delicious, wonderful gifts that God will give us. There's a place for us there. But right now, Jesus says, don't worry about where that place is. You have a place of honor right now, here on earth. Yes, did you know that? You have a place right here on earth that is wonderful. And God says to each of us, that place is the place when we're serving, when we're helping, when we're being kind to each other. That's the special place that we have, the place of serving others. And then that's when we get to love and show kindness. Jesus' kindness to everyone is when we serve. Well, we didn't look for squiggles, so let's go look for squiggles. Let's see. Can you find squiggles? I'll give you both pages. Do you see them? Well, maybe you don't. Let's get a close-up look of the picture. Do you see squiggles now? Yep, there he is, right at the feet of James and John. right. Let's read our second story. The second story is called Bartimaeus Sees. Bartimaeus is the name of a man. Bartimaeus. Bartimaeus sees. So let's see what that story's about. Jesus did something amazing one day near the town of Jericho. He and his disciples were leaving for Jerusalem with a large crowd of people. Sitting all alone by the side of the road was a blind beggar named Bartimaeus. He heard the people walking by and talking about Jesus. When Bartimaeus figured out that Jesus was with the crowd, he knew just what to do. He was hoping Jesus could heal his eyes so he could see again. In a very loud voice that everyone could hear, Bartimaeus shouted, "Jesus, please help me!" Many of the people with Jesus were upset that Bartimaeus was interrupting them and yelled back, "Be quiet! Stop bothering Jesus!" But Bartimaeus knew Jesus could help him, so he shouted even louder. "Jesus, I need your help," is what he yells. So how about we all yell that together really loud? "Jesus, I need your help." All right, on the count of 3, let's say, "Jesus, I need your help," really loud, like we're Bartimaeus. You ready? 1, 2, 3. "Jesus, I need your help." Suddenly, Jesus stopped. The people around Jesus grew so quiet that one little bird could be heard singing in a nearby tree. Jesus gently said, "Tell the blind man to come to me." And so let's see. Here is Bartimaeus. And if you remember, we've seen people who are blind already in the Bible. And do you remember what blind means? Yes, it means that their eyes, the person's eyes don't work. And so they can't see. And so Bartimaeus is blind. He cannot see. He lives in darkness. And so here is Bartimaeus, and he's shouting, "Jesus, I need your help." Sorry, I got a text. And so here's Bartimaeus yelling for Jesus, and the crowd got quiet. Do you see the bird in the tree? The bird they could hear singing. Can you see the bird right there in the tree singing? And can you find Squiggles the caterpillar? Do you see him? There he is, right there by Bartimaeus's feet. Well, it almost seems like whenever somebody asks for help from Jesus, the crowd or the disciples yell at them and say, "Don't talk to Jesus." Remember that happened with the children and anybody that needed help. The disciples and the people in the crowd yell at them and say, "Don't come to Jesus." Well, here Jesus gently said, "Tell the blind man to come to me." The crowd called to Bartimaeus, "Get up! Jesus wants to talk to you." Bartimaeus was so excited. He threw off his dusty coat, jumped to his feet, and made his way to Jesus. "What do you want me to do for you?" Jesus asked kindly. Bartimaeus, whose faith in Jesus was very strong, said, "Please help me to see again." Jesus didn't even need to touch Bartimaeus. In a firm voice, Jesus said, "Go, Bartimaeus. because you believe in me, your eyes are healed." And right then, Bartimaeus could see. He saw Jesus, the crowd of people, even the little birds singing in the tree. Bartimaeus was so happy that he joined the crowd and followed Jesus. And so here's the picture of the crowd behind Jesus, and Jesus saying, "Your faith has made you well, Bartimaeus. Because you believe in me, you now can see." And look at Bartimaeus. Look how excited he is that now he can see. And there's the little bird again. Do you see the bird right there? Singing away in joy at the work of God. And do you see Squiggles? Let's see if we can find Squiggles. I got to find him myself. There he is. Do you see Squiggles? Yeah, there he is. He's right behind Bartimaeus. Jesus does wonderful things. And we, if you remember, are to tell other people about how wonderful Jesus is, because Jesus does wonderful things for you and for me. Especially, he loves us. And because Jesus loves us, we get to love other people, and we get to share in the love by being kind and helpful to people around us. And so, children of God, Jesus looks at you and says, "What would you like me to do in my name? What help can I give you to help other people? How can I help you make someone else happy?" And Jesus will answer you by saying, whatever you're going to ask, would you ask? How could you ask Jesus to help somebody else so God can give glory? That's a good question, isn't it? How can you help today? How can you be kind and helpful and show love to someone else today? God will help you do that. And so Corrine and Liam and Austin and Rosie and Reagan and Bjorn, God says to you, "I love you so much." And Thor and Uda and Oscar and Gina and Wendy and Ricky and Brittany, God says to you, "I love you and you are my reflection." And so we can be kind to everybody because we reflect the love of Jesus. And so let's, on the count of 3, say, "Jesus loves me." You ready? 1, 2, 3. Jesus loves me. Oh, children of God, Jesus looks at you and beams with pride because Jesus says, "You are mine." Right now, yes, you are worthy to be mine because I love you. So, children of God, you have a grateful day today. Be kind. Show Jesus' love to some other person. Be kind and generous. And I'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m., for Pastor Time or Story Time with Pastor Maureen. Have a grateful day, everybody. Jesus loves you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.